accidentally used my toddler voice in a job interview. Now I am the youngest executive in company history. 2 months ago, I was desperately job hunting after being laid off from my marketing position at a startup. After 47 applications and 0 callbacks, I finally landed an interview for a senior communications specialist role at Landmark Industries, a massive corporation I had no business applying to with my 3 years of experience. I was so nervous the morning of the interview that I spilled coffee all over my only professional blazer. I had to wear my backup outfit, a simple black dress that made me look even younger than my 28 years. When I arrived at their towering headquarters, I discovered I'd be interviewed by not one person, but a panel of 5 executives, including the CMO. My heart was pounding so hard I could barely hear the receptionist's directions to the conference room. While waiting in the hallway, I called my sister for moral support. She put her 3-year-old daughter on the phone. "Auntie, you are gonna do amazing," my niece shouted. "Remember to use your big voice like when you read me stories." I laughed and promised I would. When her mom came back on, I practiced my elevator pitch one last time, deliberately using my most authoritative tone. 2 minutes later, I was ushered into a conference room where 5 serious-faced executives sat waiting. The CMO, a stern-looking woman in her 50s, gestured for me to sit. "So tell us about yourself and why Landmark should hire you," she said flatly. My mind went completely blank. All I could hear was my niece's voice. "Use your big voice." And then, to my absolute horror, I started speaking in what my family calls my toddler voice, the animated, simple, enthusiastic tone I use when reading to my niece. "I am Sarah, and I am so excited to be here today. For 3 years, I've been creating amazing marketing campaigns that help companies tell their very important stories." I continued for about 60 seconds, using exaggerated expressions and hand gestures, emphasizing words like a children's Don host, before my professional brain finally caught up and silenced my toddler voice. Mortified, I sat there, waiting for them to end the interview. Instead, the room erupted in laughter. "That was the most refreshing elevator pitch I've ever heard," the CMO said, actually smiling now. "X-Men in this building speaks in corporate monotone. It's exhausting." The interview shifted. They stopped asking standard questions and instead wanted to know how I would simplify their notoriously complex product messaging. "If you can explain our value proposition the way you just introduced yourself so clearly that a child could understand it, you might be exactly what we need," the CMO explained. For the next hour, I translated their technical jargon into simple, engaging language. When they described their newest software suite, I responded with, "So it's like having a super smart assistant who organizes everything for you without being asked." "Exactly," the Rita Def manager exclaimed. "Why couldn't our marketing team come up with that 3 days later?" They offered me a position, not as a CNQ communications specialist, but as Director of Massiation Simplification, a newly created role reporting directly to the CMO. During my onboarding, the CMO confided, "You know why most marketing fails? It's because we forget how to speak like actual humans. You mistake reminded us that sometimes the most sophisticated approach is simply being understood." I still occasionally slip into my professional voice during meetings, but whenever I notice executives' eyes glazing over, I channel my niece and think, how would I explain this to a 3-year-old? Turns out, even CEOs appreciate not having to decipher corporate jargon. Sometimes our perceived weaknesses or embarrassing mistakes are exactly what others have been waiting for.